Thank God Joker 2 was beaten this weekend by Terrifier 3. It's a perfect rejection of that crap and testimony to the power of giving people what they want. All you had to do was fill the screen with a psychotic clown who loves murder and mayhem, and we sick monsters will happily throw our pennies and dimes your way. Terrifier 3 is also, it must be said up front, a great testimony to riding a word-of-mouth wave to success. Everyone who remembers the hype around Terrifier 2 knows that it's a beautiful thing when a little indie flick strikes a nerve and rides that lightning to relevance in the cultural consciousness. Art the Clown is officially a horror movie icon, and he made his way there through perseverance and a lot of dismemberment. Good for you, Art. Good for you, Damien Leone. Now, is Terrifier 3 any good, or are we all simply ecstatic Todd Phillips must eat more humble pie? Well, it's a bloody good ballet of guts and gore, but it is also terribly predictable and drawn out. So no, Damien Leone hasn't produced a modern equivalent of Halloween, which will be replicated and rebooted ad nauseum as it changed the game. But it is a whole lot of grindhouse fun and perfect for anyone with a sick desire to see fake blood splattered every which way. Terrifier 3 follows the ongoing rampage of Art the Clown, demon extraordinaire, as he merrily slays away this holiday season. For those who haven't seen the previous installments, and you could get away with not watching the others if you didn't want to, but I recommend it, Terrifier 3 sees Art continue the hunt for Sienna, played by Lauren Lavera. Sienna is Terrifier 2's final girl and chosen vessel of all that is light and pure, who has tremendous grit and a calling to destroy Art. Along the way, Art will collect bodies with his trusty axe and various novel implements of destruction, all while acting as depraved as possible. A new family ripe for torture is introduced as Sienna is taken in by her aunt and uncle, and meanwhile Jonathan, Sienna's brother and fellow survivor, is trying to fit in and thrive at college. As Art gleefully gifts desecration of all that is holy, the question becomes, can Sienna embrace her inner angel and save the day? Primary colours are the name of the game with Terrifier, reds and blues, in stark and sometimes oversaturated light, and this is perfect for the horrific Christmassy vibe. Besides that, there wasn't really anything particularly noteworthy in my opinion on the production side, with the natural exception being the fantastic gore from the design team. The MVP of the film is David Howard Thornton, once again as Art the Clown. He has a silent movie star talent for facial expression, a deliciously psychotic gleam in his eye, and sensationally eerie body movements. All of which make for a genuinely frightening killer that just might haunt your dreams long after the credits roll. Samantha Scafidi as Vicky is also fantastic and again deserves a lot of praise for conveying multitudes whilst covered in a prosthetic. Somehow she can come across as sweet and endearing even while being a monstrous figure. There's something quaint about Art having a girlfriend which really tickles me just right. Lauren Lavera is also good as Sienna, but she has the least trying job, essentially to be sweet during the good times and scared during the bad times. But she does just that with aplomb, and I could certainly see her having a much bigger career moving forward, especially if The Life of Chuck is as good as some people are saying. Now maybe I'm just a monster, but I gotta say the gore is rather comedic in the Terrifier series. It's so outrageous that you just can't help but giggle rather than gasp. This isn't a Cronenberg body horror experience which disturbs with its insidious vibes. Instead, it's a bloody, disgusting experience which kind of arouses something atavistic inside. Me remember hunt and pillage. Me like laugh hunt and pillage. And then of course you see a character use a shard of glass as a dildo and you have to pause and think, okay, no, I need help. Did I just find that titillating? That was sick. I'm sick. Jesus, please forgive me. Where'd I put that Bible? My first criticism must naturally be why Terrifier 3 wasn't released as some sacrilegious counter-programming for Christmas. I'm sure the team know what they're doing and the box office is a testimony to that, but at the same time, I can't deny watching this film when surrounded by Christmas cheer in the real world would be delightfully morbid. Secondly, the film does overstay its welcome. We have a rather slow start over the first 20 minutes before the story really gets to it. Now everything on screen is great fun and full of gory glory, but it is noticeably drawn out at times as Leone has stitched together several horror vignettes. I would have preferred if the family massacre prologue was cut from the film and repurposed as an extended teaser, because while it was a lot of fun, it did affect the pacing of the final cut. Alongside this, one scene doesn't make sense in the second act, where we see Art focus on slaughtering strangers in a mall instead of hunting down Sienna even after he sees her. This is especially egregious when only a few minutes later we're given an exposition dump that outlines how Sienna poses the biggest threat to Art. So, why then didn't he attack her when she was alone and weak? But that's a minor issue which stood out in an otherwise delightfully twisted horror film. Now, is Terrifier 3 worth seeing in theaters? Yeah. It's a horror movie, so it never really demands your attention, but then it is also Halloween, so maybe you're in the mood for something dastardly and despicable to assault your eyes and soul while sitting in the dark with strangers. Personally, I'm glad I watched Terrifier 3 because it's just my kind of film. Thanks for watching.
I have to go back to the Terrifier.
It's still buried there, isn't it?
Might be the only thing that could stop them.